anti-woke UK police chief. He's been praised, so he has. Apparently, he's turned his police force around in about 3 years. It was one of the worst, apparently, and now it's one of the best. Let's cut to the chase. He says it's all about taking policing back to basics. It's in Greater Manchester that I'm referring to. In fact, I'll start with you, Bill. Why don't we just take policing back to basics generally?
Well, I think he's a very good Chief Constable. He was actually appointed by Andy Burnham after Andy sacked the previous Chief Constable. So, tongue-in-cheek, you could say it's a good Labour success story. However, seriously, this is the right approach. It's about bobbies on the beat. It's about communicating the clearing up of crime. It's making clear that every crime will be investigated. I don't think it's about woke or anti-woke. It's about having a serious plan and good leadership, and he's delivered on it.
This is what people want to see, though, isn't it? Police doing their job, actually being on the streets, actually solving and dealing with crime. They don't want to see police taking the knee for Black Lives Matter. They don't want to see police and other people in public institutions wearing rainbow lanyards. They don't want to see a double standard where radical Islamists are being given a free pass, but people on the right are clamped down when they're trying to defend monuments and so forth. I'm worried about the police because if you look at the surveys, British people have become much more distrustful of the police and of public institutions. And we need to get back to neutrality in our public institutions. We need to get back to objectivity, political neutrality, because if we don't, we're going to create a really big problem.
I agree with that. We most certainly don't want police making political statements, intervening in politics. But, you know, if you talk about wokeness, what does it mean? If it means respect for women and respect for people from ethnic minorities, I think we need a good bit of that within the police.
Yeah, but that's not woke.
Take some of the appalling cases of misogyny and racism that have been exposed within the Metropolitan Police.
Yeah, I agree.
That needs to be tackled and rooted out.
I agree with you, but don't fall into the trap of thinking woke is just being nice, because woke is not. Woke is a radical belief system that prioritises minority groups over everybody else. It says minorities are always good, the majority group is to be treated with suspicion or contempt. And that's what people can sense, that if you're white, British, straight, male, basically, the odds are pretty much stacked against you. People can sense that. And I think that's where I understand people want to be good, nice, balanced, they want to make the world a better place. That isn't woke. Woke is very radical.
And your statistics, historically, it's the complete reverse. There is evidence that black people, ethnic minorities, women have been discriminated against and disadvantaged. But I certainly don't want I don't want that extreme woke agenda. Yeah. But there is a need for decent standards. There is a need for equality, and there is a need for rooting out the kind of racism and sexism that we've seen within the Metropolitan Police.
But let's not fall into the trap, which you see in the Labour manifesto, of saying Britain is an institutionally racist society, because the kids who are doing best in our schools and universities are British Chinese kids, British Black African kids, increasingly British Black Caribbean kids. And when I read the Labour manifesto and the Labour policies, it kind of paints a picture of this dystopian, racist, divisive society.
Do you know what?
And like, for example, the Racial Equality Act, which is in Labour's manifesto, that says we should give government contracts on the basis of race and ethnicity. Yeah, we're not America, Bill. No, we're Britain. We shouldn't have these divisive
And that's not the direction that we're moving in. I actually agree as well. As a former education minister, the biggest challenge we've got educationally is white working class boys. And we really need to develop aspiration, we need to develop standards. And I'm certain the next Labour government, I think to be elected in a few weeks' time, will do that.